Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another meal prep / batch cooking video. These videos are intended to inspire and motivate you guys to meal prep and batch cook for yourself and your family. This is actually a smaller meal prep for myself because I have a larger family, but I didn't have a lot of time to meal prep this weekend because even though we're in quarantine, we've just had so much going on around our house that we're trying to get done. So I just kept it simple, but this is a meal prep that you can pull together in probably between 1 to 2 hours. The key to that is multitasking, but let's get in the kitchen and get cooking. Like a lot of meal preps, we are going to start out with bacon. I like this bacon that I pick up from Costco. This is the Kirkland brand. They have pretty good macros, no sugar in there, and I just lined some cookie sheets with some foil, and then I lay my bacon out in rows. Sometimes I fold them in half so I can get them all on one sheet. Preheated my oven to 400 degrees, put both of the baking sheets in the oven, and then I cook mine between 20 and 25 minutes. That's how they came out. That is how we like ours. We like ours pretty crispy. Obviously, cook yours to your desired crispiness because I feel like everybody likes their bacon different. Next up, we are going to be making some keto biscuits because we are going to have some biscuits and gravy. This is all the ingredients that you are going to be using. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take 2 cups of blanched almond flour and put that in the bowl, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, a little bit of sea salt, and then I like to mix it up with a whisk. A little tip, if you mix it up with a whisk, it gets all the clumps out. And then I take 1/3 cup of butter, put it in a ramekin, and then I put that in the microwave. I'm also going to put 2 eggs in that bowl, mix it up a little bit, and then we're going to put the butter that we melted in the microwave in there, and again, give that a good mix. And then I just try to make it easy peasy. This makes 12 biscuits, but I just put some in my hands, I roll them into balls, put them on a lined cookie sheet that I lined with parchment paper. And then once I do that, I just go back and I kind of flatten them just a little bit. And then I do preheat my oven to 350 degrees. And we're going to bake those for around 15 minutes. Mine took around 17 minutes, my oven, but that is how they turn out. These are so good. They taste just like biscuits, in my personal opinion. I will have this recipe in the description box below, so that way you can go down there, click the link, and follow the directions and find the exact measurements. Next up, we are going to make the sausage and gravy portion of it. That is the sausage that I've been using. I got that at Bash's'. Oh my goodness, it's so good. The macros are amazing and the ingredients are clean. I think that's my new favorite sausage. And then those are the other ingredients that we're going to be putting into our sausage gravy mix. I'm telling you, you guys, you have to try this. It is so good. Of course, you're going to brown your sausage in your pan first. That's about probably 2-3 tablespoons of butter, around 4 ounces of cream cheese that I put in there. And then I'm also going to toss in a little bit of heavy whipping cream. I don't really measure things out. I just kind of eyeball it. And then also we are going to add in all of our seasonings. So some garlic powder, some salt, a little bit of pepper. And then I just stir that around, and then I kind of reevaluate, to be honest with you, to see what else it needs. So it needed a little bit more heavy whipping cream. I also did add in some xanthan gum to thicken it up just a little bit. It started to get a little too thick, so if it does, all you have to do is add a little bit of almond milk. You could even add a little bit of chicken bone broth, and it would be so delicious. And then, of course, I stir it up, make sure that there's no clumps in there, but that is the end result. Put those over those biscuits, and oh my golly, it is absolutely wonderful. My entire family devours this when I make it. I actually make this on a meal prep day, but it doesn't last long. So next up, I'm just going to prepare some easy peasy eggs. So I put 10 eggs in that bowl. We're just going to scramble these up. We're going to make life easy. I did throw a little bit of salt in there, a little bit of pepper, and then I threw some everything but the bagel seasoning, as well as some heavy whipping cream. If you put heavy whipping cream in your eggs, it really makes your eggs nice and fluffy when you scramble them. That is why I always like to do that. Sometimes I'm lazy and I don't, but I usually do. I just poured a little bit of avocado oil in my skillet, and then we are just going to toss that egg mixture right in there. And then I just take a spatula or use whatever, and I scrape the bottom of the pan almost continuously, and the eggs come out perfect. And adding that everything but the bagel seasoning is a total game changer for eggs. You guys need to try it. Next up, we are going to be making salmon patties. Oh my goodness, those are the ingredients that we're going to use. These are to die for if you like salmon. Definitely give these a try. So I'm going to be using 4 of those cans of salmon. I get that at Costco, and that is wild caught salmon. And then I just like to take my fork and make sure that they're all broken up. And then in that container is actually jalapenos and a little bit of carrots. They came out a little bit big, so I did take my knife and I cut them into smaller pieces. Like I said, they did come with carrots. I don't mind eating a couple carrots here and there. I know some people don't. I put a couple of eggs in there as well as some garlic. I did sprinkle in some garlic powder, some chili powder, which is a total game changer, so good like that, a little bit of pepper, and then I also did add some salt. And then I didn't show this part, but I did add an extra egg later because I felt it needed another one. And then I added a couple of heaping tablespoons of mayonnaise, as well as that was not out in the beginning because I decided to add that later as well. So I did add a little bit of Dijon mustard, just a couple of little squirts. And then I'm also going to put in there some pork rinds. So I just take my little masher there and I crush them till they're like almost like breadcrumbs, because that's kind of what they're replacing. And by the time it was all said and done, I probably threw in there around a half a cup. And I basically just stirred all of that up. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to use the gifts that God gave you, aka your hands, and you're just going to make little patties out of it, almost like you're making hamburger patties, but it's going to be salmon patties. And that is what they look like. I love the jalapenos that are showing through. Oh my goodness, it's so good. Again, I tossed in a little bit of avocado oil, and I let them get pretty brown on each side before I say that they're done. So that's how brown I let them get before I even flipped them. The browner they get, they almost get kind of like a crispy, and oh my goodness, it is delicious. While those finished cooking, I made kind of like a little sour cream mixture that we're going to put on the top. So I just put in there, that's probably around a half to 3/4 cup of sour cream, a little bit of almond milk, and some Tapatio. Stirred that together, and that's just like a little cream sauce that we are going to place over the salmon patties. Let me tell you, it is delicious. And it wasn't too spicy, but that is the salmon patties when they're done. I'm telling you, you guys, they were crispy where they needed to be crispy, but yet so like moist on the inside. It was just delicious. So definitely give these a try. My kids don't care for fish or salmon or anything like that, but boy, did Oscar and I enjoy those. And again, throw that sauce over them. Oh, that is an even bigger game changer. Next up, I'm just going to cook a whole chicken in my air fryer. Like I said, I was a little limited on time this week, but this is something that will feed the whole family and they enjoy it. So I just took some melted butter. I put the melted butter all over the chicken, and I even like to go up inside underneath the skin of the chicken on the breast of the chicken and put the butter in there as well. Helps keep the chicken moist and gives it flavor. It's delicious. Then I like to flip the bird over once I've put butter all over that side, and then I do the same thing to the back side. And then I just toss it in my air fryer, and then I go in with my seasonings. And again, I like to stick the seasonings underneath the skin as well because it just gives it more flavor. And I do add more butter. And I am very, very generous with the seasonings. I'm using that Tony's seasonings. Oh my goodness, it's delicious. And I do, again, the same thing. And I flip the bird over. And I actually cook the bird the first probably like 40 minutes, breast side down. I think it does a better job that way. And I cooked it on the air fry, 400 degrees for 40 minutes. And then I took it out, flipped it over so it was breast side up, and I put the chicken back in for 35 minutes, and that's how it looked. This is our favorite way. If you can see, it is still super juicy. This is our favorite way to have it. It is so juicy on the inside, but the outside, the skin is so crisp. All right, so that concludes this week's meal prep. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it gave you motivation and inspiration, and I hope it gave you ideas, because you can eat delicious food and keep it simple all at the same time. If you liked this video, if you could do me a favor and give it a huge thumbs up. And then also, if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because I would love to have you as part of my Simply Misty family. I will also leave my Instagram in the description box below. Go down there and follow me on Instagram. Tag me on anything that you're making. Show me what you're meal prepping, because not only hopefully do I give you ideas. Stay safe, stay healthy. I'll be praying for you, your family, and your country. Thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate every single one of you guys. And don't forget to go out there and make today even better than yesterday. And I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye.
On my own, but I don't know why you hit the road, but you don't realize I won't look back when you're around. I won't think twice when